Baik, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me to present result of the report on synthesis urea hydrogen peroxide. I am Siti Resti Respianti from Chemistry Education Class B 5 semester. The little synthesis urea hydrogen peroxide. The objective synthesis of urea hydrogen peroxide or UHP crystal and quality type. See literature review. Carmine peroxide, also known as urea hydrogen peroxide, can be obtained at ferrous concentration between an 15% 10% carmine peroxide will break down into urea ammonia carbon dioxide and about 3.5% hydrogen peroxide. The carmine peroxide system is used in external bleaching and is associated with varying degrees of usually mild tooth and soft tissue damage. Tools and material. Tools: first beacon glass, then air laminaire, after that oven, then measuring cup, spatula, thermometer, watch gel, and finally filter funnel. And materials: urea, hydrogen peroxide or H2O2, aqueous and manganese oxide, and MnO2. Experimental work scheme. Synthesis hydrogen peroxide. First, measuring 13% H2O2 solution by 3.4 ml and insert into air laminaire 10 ml. Then, weighing urea solid as much 1.2 grams and applying into air laminaire containing a solution of H2O2 later still until the urea solids. Fill an 215 ml chemical glass with glass weight 115 ml of tap water and heat to 15 degrees Celsius using anhydrous water. Then dipping a laminaire containing an 30% H2O2 solution urea solid into a chemical glass, heated about water heated until the solution becomes clear. Move the solution on the white glass so that the solvent compounds slowly until there is a crystalline shape. Finally, synthesis urea crystal. 2. Qualitative analysis. UHP crystal synthesis. Then, weighing synthesis crystal yield of 0.1 grams and insert it into the test tube. After that, dissolve synthesis crystal with 2 ml aqueous and add a little MnO2 solid to the test tube, observing O2 gas bubble forming and 0.2 gas bubbles are formed. Result and discussion. The first method 1. Synthesis urea hydrogen peroxide weighing the solid and put into beaker. The observation: urea weight 1.1053 grams, measure 10 ml H2O2 solution and put into an air laminaire. In volume H2O2 10 ml and color solution. Then put the H2O2 that has been measured into a air laminaire containing urea solid dissolved, weight in color and soluble. Heating an air laminaire that has been filled with a mixture of H2O2 and urea in water bath. Clear solution. Heating a mixture of H2O2 and concentrate urea which is located a petri dish placed on a beaker. The needle crystal formed in a petri dish. Weighing the obtained needle crystal 0.843 gram crystal. Method 2, qualitative analysis, weighing 0.1 grams the synthesis crystal, then the observation 0.1008 gram crystal. Put in a test tube and dissolve it with 3 ml of aqueous. The solution is homogeneous and white in color. Add the MnO2 solid to the test tube and the observation a little bubble format. Discussion. Urea is a single organic compound composite to the element carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. In this practicum synthesis urea hydrogen peroxide or UHP, the analysis UHP crystal format qualitative. The first step to weigh 1.1 gram urea and put in a petri dish, then take 10 ml of 13% H2O2 solution and add it to a petri dish. Then stir it until next dissolved completely. The next step is to heat 100 ml of aqueous in glass beaker to a temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. After the aqueous boil, a petri dish containing mixture of 1.1 grams of urea with 10 ml 13% H2O2 is heated by placing it on a beaker until crystal from surface air is heated so that the solution evaporates and can form crystal. After a few minutes, the mixture of urea and H2O2 has formed crystals. The resulting crystal and direct crystal direction that occur is that hydrogen bonds will form between H2O2 and urea. UHP crystal has advantage over H2O2 in the synthesis of UHP crystal. The mass of UHP crystal is 0.8943 grams. The crystal obtained are clear and in the form of threads. Then qualitative test. In the qualitative test, the UHP synthesis crystal obtained was measured and the weight 0.1 grams put into a test tube, then add 3 ml of aqueous until dissolved and clear so as to produce bubbles. Furniture solid Mn2 or black was added in the presence of glass bubble format in the test tube. The purpose of adding MnO2 to catalyze the composition of H2O2 into H2O and O2 so that O2 gas will be formed in the test tube and can be visually observed. The solution in the test tube is gray-black in color and there are bubbles of O2 gas. There is a black precipitate. Conclusion. In the urea hydrogen peroxide synthesis experiment, the crystal mass obtained was 0.8943 grams. In qualitative analysis, in the color of the solution is black and O2 gas bubbles are formed. In the UHP qualitative analysis, the percentage of UHP crystal was black solution. Thank you.